Audi RS3 sounds pretty simple. You buy the car, put in some fuel, and enjoy the 5-cylinder engine, right? Well, not exactly. Because today, I'm going to calculate literally everything this car cost me to own. And I mean literally everything. I'm gonna cover things like fuel, insurance, taxes, servicing tires, parking, washing, depreciation, and random little expenses. Even the costs that nobody thinks about. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly how much my RS3 costs per year, per month, and per kilometer. And honestly, I'm slightly scared to see the final result. First, let me actually show you my 2026 Audi RS3 Sportback. It of course has the iconic 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine and the Quattro all-wheel drive. I bought this car completely with cash, so I'm not going to include the leasing or financing costs in this video. I have to deeply apologize that I did not clean this car before the shoot. I was actually going to, but then I realized it's actually a holiday today. As you can see, I even brought my things to clean the car with, but that never happened, so you have to see my car dirty today. But usually I wash it every 1 or 2 weeks. I'm also going to separate the costs in 2 categories. First, the costs I actually have to pay to own the car, and second, the costs that come from actually using the car. And then there's one massive cost at the end that people often completely forget: depreciation. But we'll get to that later. So let's start with the obvious cost, the car itself. So I actually paid 66,500 for my Audi RS3. And obviously this is by far the biggest amount of money involved. But technically I don't want to count the entire purchase price as an annual cost, because I still own the car. If I sold it tomorrow, I would get a large portion of that money back, so I won't include it. But instead, we're going to calculate the depreciation of the car later. And trust me, that's where things get interesting. Let's start with something that you have absolutely no choice but to pay. Of course, it's the insurance. For my RS3, I pay approximately 2,152 Swiss francs per year. And because this is an RS3, you're obviously not insuring a 1-liter city car. The car is powerful, expensive, and expensive to repair, so insurance isn't exactly cheap. So that works around 179 Swiss francs per month. And that's before I even turn on the engine. So we're already spending money on a car that's basically sitting in a driveway. Next up is the Swiss vehicle tax. Depending on your canton, this can be calculated differently, but for mine, I pay about 748 Swiss francs per year. So that's another 62 Swiss francs per month, just for the privilege of having the RS3 registered and legally on the road. And then of course, there's the Swiss motorway vignette, it's called. So that's the annual fee you have to pay just for you allowed to go on the motorway in Switzerland, and that's another 40 Swiss francs per year. So far the car has driven approximately 0 kilometers and I've already spent thousands. So now let's talk about the cost that you probably thought was going to be the most expensive, and it's of course, it's the fuel. Because let's be honest, no one's buying an RS3 expecting Prius fuel economy. So as you can see, my long time saving is a 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers. I normally fill the car with a 95, I think it's called octane or lead-free fuel. And as you can see, my total driving distance is 19,673 kilometers. That means I've roughly used 1,862 liters in the lifetime of me driving. And at an average cost this year of 1.9 Swiss francs per liter, I've spent about 3,533 Swiss francs on fuel just this year. If I keep going to fuel up my car this year, it's probably going to cost me around 4,712 Swiss francs, or approximately 393 Swiss francs per month. This is where something like this becomes very different to owning something economical. Every time you think, I'll go on a little drive, but then you'll end up wasting a whole tank of fuel. So yeah, the petrol is a big part of the overall costs. Now we get to the maintenance. So I actually haven't had a maintenance yet because I only have roughly 20,000 kilometers on my car, and you need to go to maintenance, I think, with 30,000 kilometers. So far in maintenance, I've actually spent 0 Swiss francs, which I'm very happy about. But of course, as the car gets older, maintenance is obviously something I'm expecting to increase. Then of course, there are tires. And if you've got a performance car, tires aren't exactly optional. I've got summer and winter tires and rims, but they were actually included in the car price when I bought the car. But then of course there's the mounting, balancing, changing between summer and winter tires, and potentially storing the winter tires the whole year round. For me, storing and putting the winter tires or summer tires on the car is actually pretty cheap. It's only 60 Swiss francs in the whole year. But once I've driven enough with this car, I have to get new tires, and obviously that's a huge cost and you can't ignore those. But for now, my tires are still good. I have enough tread on them, so I'll keep them for a while. Also, if you don't do naughty stuff like drifting, your tires can hold way longer. Just a small tip from me. Next up are the brakes. So far I've actually spent 0 Swiss francs on my brakes because again, this car is pretty new. I've only had it since February, and I can see the brake discs and the brake calipers still look in excellent shape. But this doesn't mean brakes are free forever. Eventually you're going to need new pads, new discs, and on an RC those aren't exactly bicycle parts. They are real sport car parts that cost a lot of money. Now here's a cost that people almost never mention when they talk about owning a car. It is parking. Now I'm pretty lucky, I can live at home, I don't have parking costs at home or at work, but I need to account parking spots like at restaurants, cities, shopping centers, at road trips or in hotels. So for me, that's about 30 Swiss francs per month or 360 Swiss francs per year. And unfortunately, it's not as exciting as paying for petrol, for example. But unfortunately, my RS3 hasn't figured out how to park itself for free yet. If you watched this channel before, you'll know that I like to have my car clean, but only sometimes. Unfortunately today, I could not clean my car and it looks absolutely terrible. But I do usually clean my car every 1 or 2 weeks, depending on the weather. I usually go to a place where I can just put in coins and get foam and water and everything I need to clean the car. So on average, I'll probably spend 156 Swiss francs on things like car washes, cleaning products, and microfiber towels. Technically, you don't need any of these because you could drive around with a dirty RS3, but I've included it because most people do clean their cars. You've spent so much money on an expensive car and don't put in the effort to clean it, what's the point, right? Then we got the random expenses category, like for example, the car washer fluid and some other small accessories that you might have on the car. Luckily, I didn't buy too many accessories for this car, so mainly my expense for this category is the washer fluid, and that's about 45 Swiss francs per year. Individually, none of these are going to bankrupt you, but that's exactly why they're so easy to forget. And if you add them all together, they do become real money. But now, we got the cost that I think is the most important in the entire video, and it's depreciation. Because when you buy a car, you haven't technically lost the money. You still own the car, but the car isn't worth what you paid for it anymore. So let's say I paid 66,500 Swiss francs for my car, and if I sold it today, I estimate I could get approximately 60,000 Swiss francs. So that means I approximately lost 6,500 Swiss francs in value. And that is real money. Nobody sent me an invoice, but if I sold the car, the money would be gone. And when you calculate the actual cost of owning a car, depreciation is something you absolutely cannot ignore. This is potentially the biggest cost of the entire car. So now the moment everyone's been waiting for, total cost of owning a 2026 Audi RS3. So let's add everything together. The purchase-related depreciation is 6,650 Swiss francs. Fuel, 4,712 Swiss francs a year. Insurance, 2,152 Swiss francs per year. Vehicle tax, 748 Swiss francs per year. The vignette for the motorway is 40 Swiss francs per year. Servicing, maintenance is for me 0 francs for the moment, as well as the brakes. Parking is 360 Swiss francs per year. Washing and detailing for me is about 156 Swiss francs per year, and the random little expensive is about 45 Swiss francs per year. So that brings the total cost of owning a 2026 Audi RS3 per year, including depreciation, 14,923 Swiss francs. If you don't include the depreciation, it's about 8,273 Swiss francs per year, which means 1,243 per month or 689 per month excluding the depreciation. And finally, something interesting to know, how much I actually pay every kilometer. It's about 0.57 Swiss francs including the depreciation and 0.32 Swiss francs when excluding the depreciation. So every time I drive this car, I effectively spend approximately half a Swiss franc if I include depreciation. Honestly, that's much more than I expected, but if you compare it to other sports cars like a Porsche, for example, these do get a lot more expensive than this one. So is an RS3 expensive to own? Yes. Is it financially responsible? Absolutely not. But would I rather drive something economically? No, I don't think so. Because every time I start up this car, I remember why exactly I bought it. And honestly, that might be the problem with performance cars. You know they're expensive, you know they're not practical, you know you're going to spend way more than you initially thought, but then you start actually driving it and basically none of it matters. So if this video was helpful and you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you're thinking about buying an Audi RS3 yourself, hopefully this video gave you a much more realistic idea of what you're actually getting yourself into. Once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.